whatever, do some things I gotta do, but I just can't get to it because I keep seeing shit. I mean, I could have not clicked on these videos I just saw. I was really supposed to be hitting, go live, and I started clicking on videos. But I guess maybe I don't know which one to start with. And this has nothing to do with what I said I got to talk about in a minute. Well, it's kind of cold out here. Shit, I might be able to go do it now. Well, I got to change phones. Uh, this is just something that some of us have noticed, not just people who are on to what's really going on. Us really woke folks who are really woke. The brainwashing and all that shit, the movies, major movies, all of it. The thing about it, I used to joke about it by the 2000s after I got out the military. I didn't know what I was saying. It wasn't like the 80s. I used to joke about it to my friends who didn't go in the military, but I was really talking about my guys when I was in the 82nd because, obviously most people that I associated with was the same age. You didn't associate with the NCOs. I'm talking about afterward, or even while we're doing the job. Unless it's a 3-man team, and then they gotta fuck with us. But as time go on, yeah, they just they give me the team and give another one. But anyway, the point is, so that's what made me think is like by the 90s, 94, I was like we were brainwashed to go into the military. It was a joke. It was a joke. I would say that because GI Joe, the 18, just everything, the He-Man, all of it. You were taught to be the hero. Matter of fact, I ain't even think about that. That's exactly why I'm out here. All right, Optimus Prime, Transformer. All right. So I had been noticed, not just with but really what kind of set me off is the last Transformers Beast Wars, and I didn't even watch it. And y'all might be like, why is that such a big deal? Well, it's a big deal if I didn't watch it. Because from a year ago or 2 years when they first started showing, and they made a purpose to show the first, with a trailer. That's another thing. They didn't used to say trailers back then. It was just a commercial. Because I'm finna go into that too. It was just a commercial for an upcoming movie or sneak preview or whatever. Now trailers, all these new names, these weird the adults. I'm telling you, all of it is part of it. Programming the adults, but they don't mind when these niggas ride fucking ATVs and shit that you ain't even supposed to ride on city streets. But anyway, so all right, the trailer I didn't like. Well, I keep saying the preview, the commercial. Well, it's not a commercial because it's on YouTube. Well, it's still a commercial. But anyway, they got the video. The release of the first trailer for Transformers Beast Wars, and like I said, I watched Beast Wars. That's another thing because really, it to me it was like perfect. It came out 10 years later. You know, I was 20 years old. I had been in the 82nd for a while, and I was kind of like senior in the barracks. I was only 20, but I'm just saying, and the guys who were watching it, they were younger than me. There's my homies. Again, like in the hood, in Birmingham, same kind of thing. They just started, you know, whatever, getting in trouble. And they got there, they weren't the same as me and everybody else. Like I said, I think I said it before. They even had the nerve to say, "Oh, you the captain's golden boy," while he puffing on some weed. And I wasn't worried about secondhand smoke because it wasn't no big deal. I mean, whatever. I'm like the golden boy. I'm like, nigga, you just gotta do it. And I told him that. I said, all you had to do was just do what you got. I don't know why they thought it was just so hard in the 82nd and in my unit, and it wasn't. And the rest of, and like I said, the guys ahead of me. That's why I keep talking. It's weird. The guys who was only like a year or two older than me. It was one guy. He was like 2 years older or whatever. He was only 21, or he was already a sergeant. He was 20. I had just got there. He was already an E5, black guy. No problem. All them guys, remember I said it before. By like a year later, all the older black guys, when we be in the barracks, by then it was a bunch of us that was my age, at least five of us. And like I said, the old Tupac was out, the Thug Life album. If you don't know about it, just oh, that's why he died. No, that's just the name of the group. Had nothing to do with that. And we'd be bumping it on a Saturday, and really not bumping it because it's just like in a college. You just got the little boom box, the little thing you get from Walmart. And we're playing it loud, and we're playing Sega because PlayStation wasn't even out. So we're still playing the old Sega Genesis, from the, that whoever, I don't know who it was, probably got in like 1991, in high school. And, we're playing Street Fighter. And they just would come by and shake their head, but not in a bad way. They just be laughing. It's a Saturday, because they was a little bit older. They were like 24. And none of them had problems and thinking it was bad, or this and that, racist. No, they would, they were all put together. They always cut squared away, uniform good, haircuts and that, da da da. Soldiers. They were just older, and really it wasn't even like soldiers. It was just older black dudes, a little bit older. They 24, 20, we 21, knuckleheads listening to Tupac and everything else, and they just come through. Oh, this the hood, ain't it? They just keep going. No big deal. They ain't come in and hang with us. They had whatever they was doing. Exactly, we didn't do the same things. But then a year later, and these guys just couldn't take it. The new is like, that's what I'm saying. This what I'm saying. Maybe it ain't no maybe it was part of this thing. They would do experiment. They would the victimhood. Y'all like, what does this have to do with this? Well, because like one thing, I'll say, like I said, that one. All right, so about a year later again, now it's another year. Maybe I've been there about 3 years. I don't know. Well, I don't know. I knew it came out in like 94, but then by the time I noticed Beast Wars had to be 97. And it would come on at 7:30 in Fayetteville. Nah, 8:30. I guess for the kids or whatever. And we done did PT, ate, took a shower, and I work downstairs now. Our office then moved downstairs in the barracks, so literally I could leave at 8:58 and walk downstairs and not be late. And by then, like I said, I've been there so long, didn't even matter if I'm a minute or two, but so I could watch the whole thing. And I'm like, I just like, oh, this is pretty cool. Because at first I'm like, what? Optimus Primal? The first episode is Common Sense. Oh, this is some kind of, they went back in there. Immediately, by the episode, they been started explaining, yeah, because I missed the first one. But it's common sense. Oh, somehow they went back in time and they explained. I already knew that before they explained it, because Optimus Primal, and then but Megatron his name was Megatron. They didn't even change that, and they didn't have no star screen, but it said Beast Wars, Transformers, and okay, I see what it is. It's cool. All right. Now they did the new Beast Wars movie, whatever, Transform. And I saw the thing last year or 2 years ago, whatever, the trailer. And I thought maybe this would be good, even though they got rid of Michael Bay or whatever, he left. The first thing I see, Optimus Primal tells Optimus Prime when they first meet up, there's no need for you to fear. Why would fucking Optimus Prime, a semi-truck, be scared of a fucking gorilla? But that's what remember I said they purposely changed it our generation, because remember, like I said, in the 80s everything was about being brave and this and that, and I'm pretty sure they changed Optimus Primal to what they wanted, not because it wasn't just Beast Wars. A couple of years ago when the last John Connor Terminator came out, I saw the who is it? What's his name? That made it. Everybody knows him. The guy who made the first he made it. He said he didn't want. He had to change it. That mean they got to him too. James Cameron wanted. Yeah. I didn't want a savior complex. It's like, what are you talking about? The prophecy of it. I'm like, John. First of all, what are you, stupid? You don't know the word of a prophecy? John Connor wanted a prophecy. I don't know. It's a time paradox. A prophecy is like I'm sitting, like remember I say, right now, I'll get something and I start saying in the future, this is going to happen. That's a prophecy. John Connor wasn't a prophecy. He sent his dad back. Well, maybe he knew whatever. He sent somebody back. That's not a prophecy. We'll just say it like this. Say me, whatever. We got the technology. If we send somebody back in time to warn younger me or whatever, that's not a prophecy. That's time travel. But he was talking about Jesus and all that. That's what I'm saying. That's how all this shit is planned to brainwash these little kids. Communism. Communism is about no one is better, and that's stupid. Everybody knows there are people who are born with different abilities, better abilities than like I said, if that's the case, why aren't y'all attacking the NBA, the NFL? Them guys should be playing sports, professional sports. They should only be making like $20 an hour. It's a good job. They should be. LeBron James should be making 20 because he's no better, according to communists. The people he support, Beijing LeBron, he should be only making $20 an hour with his talents and his skills. Because nobody's better than that's what communism is about. That's why y'all come at me all the time and try to act like y'all can come at me. And it's just a fact. I am better than y'all at some things. I know there are people that are better than me. I know that. That's not pride coming before a big fall. That's not my pride. Some things are just a fact. Some things, some of you will get in trouble, but the rest of us, we give glory to God. We were taught that. That's why, like I said, that's why we was getting whoopings when we was 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Because especially if they realize, like I said, somebody like me. Because I remember times when they couldn't help but be impressed at what I did, but I still had to get a whooping. Like, whoa, that little nigga did shit. And that, as an adult, you understand, yeah, because you got to teach them. Just because you can do this or da 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 da, his witchcraft shit, ancestor shit. No, everybody's not equal. Equality, that's bullshit. You gotta, not even know your place and know that. You ain't gotta do all that. But like I said, when I heard, I guess James Cameron, he said that's why they changed John Connor into the bad guy. Look it up. It's on YouTube. He said it on purpose. Had to. That mean they got to him. If you want to make this movie, and it's another, like, why would you even make another Terminator? We are always tired of it. But like Terminator 4 or 3, whatever, back in 2002 with the female Terminator, like, why do you keep raping Terminator? Just like I said, with Transformers. And all right, so my reason I'm going off on this and rambling about it, it's not rambling. Like I said, I didn't watch Beast Wars, but not Beast. Yeah, the Beast Wars. They put this Bumblebee. I think I did watch Bumblebee. And same thing. I go through the comments, and really it's about the comments. And somebody's, again, he's trying to say, they think they're educated, like so sophisticated. Oh, Optimus Prime was scared when Shockwave, Starscream, Soundwave showed up. And it's somebody who wasn't even alive in 1984, probably wasn't even born to like 1998. It's like, that's not fear. It's like, he's worried about Bumblebee and the rest of them fall back. That's Optimus Prime. He's a good, and somebody, had to reply like Optimus could have killed all three of them. No, that's the Bayverse. It's like, no, you stupid bitch. That's Transformers, period. From the beginning, that's what I'm saying. Leave it alone. Don't talk about it. Don't add all y'all little stuff in there because y'all are brainwashed. That's the way it goes. Remember I just said from the beginning, back in 94, I used to joke about it. Oh, we was all brainwashed. Yeah, because the hero, Optimus, He-Man, G.I. Joe didn't have one hero. That was the only one. You had Duke. You had Duke, and the rest of really was Duke was the leader. But uh uh yeah, the Joes, Lionel. You always, and it didn't make us. That's what I'm saying. We're not arrogant. That's what I'm saying. They're stupid for trying this dumb shit. Is that you're not gonna beat us. You're not gonna Jedi mind trick us into, oh yeah, we're all equal and this and that. And that's what is like. I'm not. They tried to change it on purpose. Cause you know what? They also did it to Thor. Remember the first Thor movie? Whenever it came out, 2013, and by like the third Avengers movie, it was supposed to be a joke, and he's now fat or got a beer belly sitting on the couch. And obviously the actor, Hemsworth, is whatever, makeup. I mean, yeah, add-ons and this and that. But the point when I noticed that, then I said, they did that on purpose because literally everybody loved that first movie. It was old school. Nope, the guys aren't jealous of him. Oh, all the girls love him. No, everybody love him. And it's like they fucked up. Oh, okay, we can't do that. That'll help these little boys not be victims. We can't have little boys that aren't victims. We need all of them to be victims. There's always gonna be some guys who are awkward, don't fit in, whatever. Then there's the rest of us who grew up loving that shit all the way. Like I said, even in ain't no even in my day, we used to play Super Friends. Had to be like 1979, 5 years old. We out in the front yard playing Super Friends. In New York City in wintertime, we still outside. We got to come inside because it's so cold. They worried about, my friends got to go home and whatever. Especially, yeah, it's October, whatever, November. We playing Super Friends, fighting over who get to be Superman. I remember that. We fighting over with Super Friends, who gonna be Batman, who gonna be Superman. Not fight for it. Yeah, you argue. I'm Superman. Basically, yeah, like everybody. But but Batman was at least a good substitute, I would think. Even though he ain't had no powers, still could be because Batman was like number two, even back then. The Judge Zack Snyder, all this bulls, whatever. But if you got more than this day is about four of us or five of us, it's gonna be some shit about who gonna be Superman and Batman. You gotta call it first. And like I said, and they don't even realize one thing is they don't even have nothing we want. See what I'm saying? You know, that we keep wanting to make over. Oh, I want to see this movie. Nothing. What I mean by that, like if you're 20, what do you have in the 2000s? They didn't make nothing that everybody will go see. If there's a movie that y'all made from a 2000s cartoon and it's supposedly a big hit, they paid for it. They paid for the numbers. Nothing in the 90s. There's no morphin. The Power Rangers didn't. I didn't like Power Rangers. You're like, why would you like? You was in your teens, in high school. I'm just saying, like, just like watching. I did try to watch it once or twice, and like when they did the little action scenes, I was like, you know what? When it not the mighty the Zord or whatever, but when when they had the little actors, kung fu actors doing the fighting scenes. I thought it was funny because it reminded me of Kung Fu Theater, like when I was real little, like 1980, all that shit. It's like, oh, they got real, stunt scenes, all this shit, the kicks and they're flying all over the place. But, so I'm just saying, there's nothing that y'all had that everything is from the 80s, from our childhood, from 1984, 83. But they're trying to change it. Because they know it's the good shit. And they saw how it raised us. And they think they could change it and throw their shit in there and brainwash y'all into being weak. And it's like, nah, you can't take our shit and make these kids weak. If you taking our shit, it's gonna seep through that they got to be strong. Yeah, here you go. I love how you can hear the fear in Prime's voice. I'm like, nigga, that ain't fear. Prime never had no, you know what I'm saying? If anything, let me play it. They said fear.
So I might hit a little traffic. Optimus. Decepticons. Attack. Autobots, fall back.
That's what he's talking about. He said that's fear. And all of us know all the OG Transformer, not fans, the OG Soundwave, Starscream, and Shockwave. Prime could have killed all three of them. There's no way Prime would be scared of them. That's what you need Megatron for. That's what he needed the Constructicons for, to make, you know. That's another thing. The Combiner, they started calling Combiner. That's what I'm saying. They came up with all these names that they didn't have back in the 80s. It was just the Constructicons, the aerial bots, this and that. I'm telling you, this is not childish stuff. I'm telling you, this is. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. When you looked at the box, when I was a little kid, 1984, whatever, you got to pick up the box in the store, you know, wishing you can get it for Christmas, when heroic Autobots. That's what I'm saying. Now, I bet, you know, it don't say that. I bet if you look at Transformers toys, they suddenly, it don't say that no more. Ain't nobody saying be stupid and do dumb shit. All right, here's another one right quick. I gotta go do actually it's getting kind of chilly, but another one they changed that really struck me as fucking weird. It sounded, because when I first, it sounds like what they do with this stuff also is part of the gaslighting. Like you're not in the know. And this is stuff that I've been watching, I'm just saying, since I was a kid. I remember fucking The Shining. You know, I remember watching it. It was on TV, but I had to be like, I don't know, six. Like, you really, yeah, I got to, all this bunch of them. As a matter of fact, I think the little boy that played in The Shining, me and him are the same age in real life, or at least 1 year apart. And I remember all the adults saying by the end how, oh, he's so smart when he's walking backwards in the snow. And I was like, I ain't finding this out till decades later, you know, probably a year or two ago, that we're the same age or close to it, like a year apart, one way or the other. But so here's a video. For some reason, they keep putting this shit in my recommendations. And just like, again, something that hit me about 4 years ago, they started saying a phrase. And it's all right if they change stuff. The new producers, the new directors, the new writers, that's fine. But it didn't feel like that. It felt like they were trying to, first of all, like that's what they always called it. Or maybe they did. I don't know. There was no, I don't think so. Like, what are you talking about? Jump scare. Jump scare. Oh, there's a bunch of them. And matter of fact, he talks about exactly one of the first ones I remember. Because basically, I made it through the whole movie. I just play it.
At them in the dark, you know.
Filled with frightening thoughts.
Neither did Norman Bates.
Norman Bates is a frightening fellow himself. What makes people frightened, and how do you get it down on paper?
Well, I think people are frightened of almost anything, you know, as far as the unknown, anything unexpected, anything that's going to jump out of them at them in the dark. You know, I remember the final scene in Carrie where the hand comes up out of the grave and grabs Amy Irving. If you can...
Now, see, you're like, what is that? They call it a jump scare now. I'm like, what the hell is it? It almost for a second, I must have didn't hear that phrase till like maybe 4 years ago. Made me feel like I was out of the loop. And I'm like, I've been watching literally horror movies since wasn't even in first grade yet. Hiding on the other side of the bed. Really, I was hiding because I was scared, but it was Salem's Lot. But I didn't want to get told to go to bed, you know, like, oh, you can't watch it anyway. You know, you go and go to bed. So I had to pretend. But anyway, I don't know. That was what was in my head, that I had to pretend I wanted. So I pretended I was playing with my toys instead of hiding from the movie. Oh no. But that's really not jump scare. The jump scare again, we was watching Carrie on TV, Stevie King or whatever. They didn't call it. That's why I said it was such. So it was impactful. He's like, maybe that fuck. Nah, it didn't fuck me up. I just always remember the house because I made it through the whole Carrie. It really wasn't that scary at my even at 5 years old, or however 6, 7, whatever they showed it on national regular TV. Because VCRs wasn't out, so we had to be wired. And I know we ain't had no cable way back in that cable was expensive in 1980, 81. So it was on regular TV, right? And the pig scene, the blood, whatever, that didn't bother me. The other stuff she started doing, it was at the end when everything was supposed to be all right. And that's what he's talking about. The hand popped up. And when they started talking about the word jump scares, I thought about it. I'm like, yeah, well, maybe it was insulting. Again, it's stealing. Again, stealing. And now everything, these new movies, oh, jump scares. Because I think there's a movie I seen on Prime, and you look at you hit the Amazon Prime, you hit the description. Oh, this was voted the movie with the most jump scare. All this whack ass new age liberal, just whack ass shit. Community, yeah, you're in the community, all this fake, phony friendship, BLM, whatever. Everybody equality, but they're not. Brainwash shit. Like, what the fuck is a jump scare? I admittedly knew what they meant, but it's like that. It wasn't. Yeah, you remember I told you they're lame, giving all this shit a name. They give it a name, and that makes it lame. Because now it's a thing. It's not natural no more. You're trying to make a movie with jump scares. You're like, didn't he do that? I doubt it. It just he. That's what he. And actually, like I said, I just saw that right now. As well, says I've been talking 30 minutes, 27 minutes. I just saw that as I was finna talk about Transformers and James Cameron and Terminator when he changed John Connor into the bad guy. And he said he did it on purpose because he didn't want to keep up with the savior, one person coming to save prophecy. Because that's what the first one, John Connor, but second one, John Connor, we got to protect John Connor. Third one, but that wasn't a prophecy. That was time travel. He literally, you can make a movie where people had been talking about a guy, and then by 1984, it's starting to come. Wait a minute, this is true. That's a prophecy. It's been passed down from generation to generation. Whatever. Whether it's a big prophecy like Jesus, or like I said, a small prophecy for movie purposes is a local family, but this guy is to save the whole world and like this because at first, yeah, that's the whole movie. At first, everybody thinks they're crazy because they some from a small town, but anyway, like I said, I gotta throw this shit on the stove, but I also gotta go to the front so I can show y'all what I was trying to show you.